You're home alone one night, it's late and the lights are low. Maybe you're just sitting on the couch watching TV. Then out of nowhere you feel a chill run through your body, and you could swear something is watching you from that dark corner across the room. This is how most shadow people stories start, except what's in the corner is not a typical shadow person. It's more like a horror story where the drawings in a book come to life and lift off the page. I'm talking about Black Stick Man. Now before you laugh and move on to the next video, I have to say I was skeptical too. But to my surprise, this is a real thing, and there are people out there that have had terrifying encounters with whatever these things are. Before we go on, this is phenomenal. If you could, please hit that like and subscribe button. It does so much to help the channel. Anyway, back to the story. Black Stick Men. These aren't your everyday apparitions. Picture them tall, gaunt, and unnervingly flat, almost as if drawn from the pages of a book. They are stark, featureless, and completely black. It's almost as if they're not quite there, but rather gliding through the edges of our reality. Our journey begins with whispers, rumors passed along in darkened rooms and late-night internet forums. Reports of these eerie figures have surfaced in the most unexpected places: deserted back alleys, empty highways, and even inside long-abandoned buildings. Witnesses describe an otherworldly presence that sends shivers down their spines. One might wonder, are these entities interlopers from another dimension, or simply projections of our darkest fears? Imagine walking alone on a foggy night. The air is heavy and still. Suddenly, in the periphery of your vision, you catch a glimpse of something moving a shape, taller than any man, drifting with an almost unnatural fluidity. It appears flat, almost two-dimensional, as if the rules of our three-dimensional world have been temporarily suspended. Maybe you assume it's a figment of an overactive imagination. The thing is, encounters like this have been reported by many people. The Black Stick Men are not simply the product of tired minds. Their eerie presence has been witnessed, documented, and whispered about by those who have experienced the in ancient cave paintings scattered across the globe. Rudimentary figures bear an uncanny resemblance to these modern-day apparitions. Could it be that humanity has encountered these entities for millennia, etching their forms into stone out of equal parts fear and fascination? Or are these primitive depictions simply our ancestors' attempt to rationalize phenomena that defied explanation? The mystery deepens with every stroke of the brush, every faded image in the dark corridors of history. One chilling account comes from Everett, Washington, where Laura, a local theater tech, recounted seeing a Black Stick Man near the Performing Arts Center where she worked late one evening. She described the figure as if it were a living shadow, a silhouette that defied logic, floating effortlessly above the ground. There was no face, no emotion, just an overwhelming sense of dread that paralyzed her. As the figure drifted closer, Laura felt as though time itself had slowed, each second stretching into an eternity of terror. She said it was like the air had been sucked out of the room. Her instincts screamed at her to run, but her legs wouldn't move. But what exactly are these beings? One theory suggests that they could be interdimensional visitors, entities that exist on a plane so subtly different from our own that their presence disrupts our sense of reality. Their two-dimensional appearance might hint at a form of existence that transcends our physical world, slipping through the thin veil between dimensions. Imagine a world where the boundaries of space and time blur, where life is not bound by our familiar three dimensions, but floats in the eerie twilight of something entirely unknown. Another unsettling possibility is that the Black Stick Men are manifestations of the human mind, psychic projections or hallucinations born from stress, isolation, or a collective subconscious. Yet, the consistency of their descriptions across countless, unrelated encounters challenges this idea. Jason, from rural Kentucky, told his story on a late-night paranormal call-in show. He was driving home down a dirt road when he saw what he thought was a tree limb moving across the path. But it wasn't. It stood up. It stood up and turned toward him. Jason described a tall, impossibly thin figure with stiff, jerking movements like a puppet with broken strings. It didn't walk, it glided. And as it crossed the headlights, he realized it had no depth. It was flat, like a cardboard cutout that moved with purpose. Jason floored the gas pedal and didn't look back. It felt wrong, he said. Not scary like a bear or a person. Wrong like reality. It was coming apart. As we dig deeper, we find that many who have reported these encounters speak of an oppressive atmosphere, a feeling of being observed by an intelligence that is both alien and predatory. Witnesses talk about the sensation of their skin crawling, a primal reaction that warns them of impending danger. There is a coldness that accompanies the presence of a Black Stick Man, as if the figure carries with it the chill of the void itself. This is not the warmth of a human touch, but the icy grip of the unknown. There are stories from remote regions, too, where entire communities have been gripped by fear after multiple sightings. Marisol, a high school teacher from northern Argentina, shared an account that has haunted her for years. Walking home from an evening class, she passed a field and noticed movement, a tall, angular shape pacing back and forth at the edge of the grass. At first, she thought it was a local farmer, until it turned and began moving sideways. It had no face, no clothes, no human features at all. Just a long, black, stick-like body, flickering slightly at the edges like a poorly tuned TV channel. Marisol said she felt her breath freeze in her chest. She crossed herself and ran. In our modern era, the advent of smartphones and video cameras has brought these phenomena into sharper focus. Grainy videos and blurry photos circulate online, each one adding another piece to the puzzle. Yet, despite the digital evidence, definitive proof remains elusive. Every image is met with skepticism, every video with a barrage of questions. But it is this very ambiguity that makes the Black Stick Men so captivating. They defy explanation, challenging our understanding of reality and forcing us to confront the limitations of our perceptions. And then there are those who claim that the Black Stick Men are more than mere phantoms. Alec, a folklore researcher from Wales, believes they are sentinels, guardians of ancient secrets, watching over relics of a time when the world was young and mysteries abounded. He ties them to certain druidic markings found on stones and the Forest of Dean symbols that resemble stick figures in ritual poses. Could it be that these entities are here to remind us that there are forces at work beyond our comprehension? Forces that have existed long before modern civilization and may continue long after we are gone. The eerie allure of the Black Stick Men lies not just in what they are, but in what they represent. The intersection of the known and the unknowable, the visible and the invisible, the natural and the supernatural. Their presence invites us to question everything we think we know about existence. Are we truly alone, or is our world merely a thin veneer over a deeper, more mysterious reality? As you watch this video, imagine yourself in a dimly lit room. The only sound you hear is your own heartbeat. In the corners of your vision, could there be a shadow, a figure that doesn't quite belong? The Black Stick Men, ghosts. Some kind of shadow person or interdimensional being that we can only perceive in 2 dimensions, an ancient supernatural guardian, whatever they are. There are enough accounts and enough history to make it hard to chalk it all up to hallucinations or an overactive imagination. So, the next time you find yourself on a dark, lonely road, remember, you might not be as alone as you think. Keep your eyes open, and maybe, just maybe, you might glimpse a figure, a flat, black silhouette moving silently in the periphery of your vision. And if you do, run. Thanks so much for spending time with me tonight. Please like and subscribe, and feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments as well as suggestions for future videos. Until next time, keep questioning, keep exploring, and always keep an eye on the shadows.